Right guys, Red Raw back again with another little video for you. I was in Dunkstream earlier and just took on board something he happened to mention, doing some sort of international report so for Liverpool players, so I have done. By far the hardest and most work I've put into a video. Don't get used to it because the effort was annoying as anything. I've had to troll every website on the internet, I think, to try and get a little snippet of how the players have done and or player ratings. Some I've managed to get some for, some I haven't, so you'll have to excuse that if I haven't got any ratings or little reviews for the players in question. It's not my fault. I did try to get them, but wasn't possible. And I've been at this for a couple of hours now, although it probably doesn't come across like that in the slightest. But we'll start with Gerald Kwanzaa, as he is the easiest one, because he didn't even make the playing squad against Albania, so that was nice and easy. No little write-up, no player ratings to worry about with him. Curtis Jones, however, he did play. He played 74 minutes versus Albania, and they have given him a rating of 5 out of 10. It said, busied himself as the box-to-box midfielder and took up some useful positions, but lacked cutting edge in the form of a final pass. That sounds quite familiar to me, but yeah. Moving on to the Netherlands players, Virgil van Dijk and Cody Gakpo. They both played the full 90 minutes. Cody Gakpo managed to score in the 28th minute versus Spain. And they've given BBD a rating of 6 out of 10, and it says a typical imposing performance where, what's that say? Acted as a threat in both boxes, using his overall size to his advantage. Well, we all know what Virgil's attributes are. Bit of a nonsense, that to me. Cody Gakpo gave him a 7.5 out of 10. It says seemingly lost a yard of pace since his recent injury. The forward did unleash some of his power shots on target, but had a quiet game otherwise. Maybe that he scored like, but yeah. Moving on to Brazil, we've got Alisson Becker. Alisson came off in the 77th minute, I think that says, versus Colombia after picking up a concussion. Hopefully he'll be okay for the Everton game. I think we've got 11 days off still. I know they've got another internationals, but he's returned to Liverpool anyway, so hopefully he'll be fit. They gave him a 7 out of 10. It says nothing he could do about Diaz's strike, but he was as reliable as ever whilst on the pitch. My writing is absolutely atrocious. I should have been a doctor. On shorthand, terrible writing. Moving on to Ibrahima Konate, he played a half, 45 minutes against Croatia in their defeat before being hooked. They've given him a 4 out of 10, gave away a clumsy penalty and didn't look comfortable and was hooked after picking up a knock. So that's another little knock we've got to concern ourselves about. Do excuse me guys if I do have to keep looking down. Like I say, I'm trying to decipher my notes, which isn't easy. Moving on to Dominic Szoboszlai. Played the full game versus Turkey in their 3-1 defeat. They gave him a 6.3 out of 10, but there isn't any write-up. I trawled the whole internet, I think, to try and find that, but didn't have any success. Apologies. Moving on to Mohamed Salah. Played the whole game against Ethiopia, scoring in the 31st minute. They gave him a 7.5 out of 10. Displayed his class by scoring and assisting in the first half. Was very active on the right flank, keeping the defenders busy. Yeah, typical Mo. Hopefully he's back to his best now. Queven Kelleher played the full game in Ireland's 2-1 victory over Bulgaria. They gave him a 6 out of 10. It says beaten from outside the box again, although the blame should lie with the players in front of him. Had very little to do otherwise. Diogo Jota, another easy one, didn't get any minutes, so no ratings or any little notes about him. And they lost 1-0 to Portugal, 1-0 to Denmark. Andy Robertson played the whole game in Scotland's 1-0 victory over Greece. They gave him a 6 out of 10, and it said, got forward well until the introduction of young, oh God, how do you pronounce that? Kariatsas, probably, I have no idea, whose box of tricks gave him plenty to think about. Costa Tsimikas also played the whole game in Greece's 1-0 loss to Scotland. Gave him a 7 out of 10, but I could not find any write-up about how he did, so I apologise once again. Luis Diaz played the whole game, scoring in the 41st minute against Brazil in their 2-1 defeat. They gave him a 6.8 out of 10, and again I haven't got any write-up about how he did in the game or anything like that, so apologies once again. I did try, I promise you. Who we got to? Darwin Núñez came off after 72 minutes in Uruguay's 1-0 defeat to Argentina, and they gave him a 4 out of 10. And what's it say? His poor recent run of form continues as he struggled to impose himself. That doesn't sound like Darwin, does it? Alexis McAllister played 79 minutes in Argentina's 1-0 victory over Uruguay. They gave him a 7 out of 10, and they gave him a little write-up. Whilst not able to come up with an assist, he did well to orchestrate some pretty chances with his incisive passing and smart decision making. He's a quality player, isn't he? A bit of a bargain. Wataru Endo played the whole game in Japan's 2-0 victory over Bahrain, and they gave him a 7.9 out of 10, but no write-up again, I'm sorry. Like I say, I have trawled over the internet. Moving on to Harvey Elliott, who was in the under-21s. He played 78 minutes in England under-21s 5-3 defeat to France. I believe that Etatike scored a hat-trick. What a player he is going to be. Very good player. I bet PSG are kicking themselves. Elliott did manage to score, but also managed to miss a penalty as well. And they gave him a 7.9 out of 10. James McConnell came on as a substitute in the 60th minute in England under-21s 1-1 draw versus Portugal. No play rating, I couldn't find, and no write-up. Same with Trey Naone. He came on as a sub in the 72nd minute, in England's under-20s 1-1 draw with Portugal. No ratings or write-ups available, guys, and I do apologise. I have done my best. I believe that was all the players who were in international duty or are in international duty, apart from the ones that have come back injured, like Alisson Becker and Ibu Konate. Was there another one who got injured? I think there might have been, but I can't remember who it was off the top of my head. I do apologise. But yeah, if you haven't done so already, guys, please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost anything. Always leave me a comment. I love interacting with you guys, as I say quite often. It's very good to get other people's thoughts and opinions. I really do hope you appreciate this video. Like I say, believe it or not, I have put a lot of effort and research into it. No, it may not seem like it. A bit of amateur hour, but it is what it is. It is what I am, isn't it? Raw, hence Red Raw. But yeah, if you would like to support the channel further, other than subscriptions and comments, and you're in a position to do so, there will be a couple of links in the video description and on my channel page as always. Alright guys, I hope you do enjoy this video. Like I say, something a bit out of the ordinary for me. and hopefully I'll catch you on the next one. But for now, Red Raw and out.